God uses symbolism to communicate, not to confuse. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to the Sabbath School Study Group. This is it, part 5 of this 5-part series as we look at the true Joshua. That is Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Now, we've been looking at symbolism for a minute, and this principle, I hope, encourages us because the reason why God uses symbols is totally different than why the enemy uses symbols. Symbolism became imperative on the other side of the Tower of Babel. But before I unpack that, I want to thank you for watching. Please do us a favor. Hit the like button for this story so others can find this video. Also, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel so you can stay in touch with us and communicate that way. And then finally, if you want us to come to your church or school, we'd like to do that. To start that process, just send us an email. And our email address is contact@changeministry.org. Now, we're talking about symbolism, and we got to understand that this is a tool that both is used in darkness and in the light. Satan chooses to use symbolism because it becomes imperative after the other side of the Tower of Babel, when languages were divided and people were compelled to go to different places. He had to find a way to bind this darkness into some type of order. And that's why you will see symbolism used in the occult and in secret societies, and an effort to help those who are esoteric to know what those who are exoteric do not. So that's different from why God uses a symbol. God uses symbolism or typology for the opposite reason, and it is to communicate. It's to simplify or to amplify what is in his heart. So when you go to Romans chapter 5 and verse number 14, he pulls on an example to help us to understand his intercession for us. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure. Adam is the figure of him that was to come. So like Joshua was a type, even Adam himself, Adam and his life, he was a type or a figure of the second Adam, the one who was to come again to recover or to be faithful where Adam fumbled, to be the one who would deliver where Adam didn't. This is why I love 1 Corinthians 10, verse 5. It says, but with many of them, God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. So now we know what we're talking about. We're talking about Israel in the wilderness and that 40-year wandering. Now, these, guess what? Even these people were for our examples, to the intent that we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. So God is using Adam in typology, and he even uses Israel. God uses the church of old in order to knock on the heads of the church right now, to say they were given for our example, to not repeat the same mistake. This is imperative because this is really the definition, and is a word I use lightly, but I say it seriously. This is the definition of stupidity. Stupidity is totally different from ignorance. Ignorance is when I do not see a crack in the sidewalk and I stumble over it. I was ignorant or not aware of the threat and I fell. I made a mistake. But stupidity looks at the man fall over the same crack, walks down the same sidewalk, and chooses to make the same decisions and fall again. That is why God uses symbology, in order to prevent us from making the same mistakes again. That's why God uses a symbol. Another reason why God uses a symbol in Hebrews chapter 8, verse 5, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things. As Moses was admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle, for see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. God uses symbols to communicate, even to reveal his future. He uses symbolism not to muddy the waters or to mystify, but he uses symbols to reveal a message. And the temple that was made there in the wilderness, in the book of Exodus and Joshua and Numbers, what we call Moses' sanctuary, but when it was really God's sanctuary, as every true sanctuary is. But that one, it was a model. It was a type, an example of the one in glory, to prove to us that there is a heavenly sanctuary. And that's exciting, not just to know that there's a building in heaven, but it gives me faith to believe there's somebody working in that building. There's someone who's not just being worshiped, but there's someone who is working for you and for me.